No video evidence of me saying that. Hell
Fucking me. Anytime I make a your mom joke, I'm like,
oh my god, right?
you know how it feels.
No, that's just been
dinner.
That's just been like my go-to.
What, hit you with your car?
Yeah, and boy, did it backfire this time.
Oh, really?
No.
Are you recording now?
We
should. I really wish we were like we could redo that because that was so. We can't though. Like it was so organic.
The silence was deafening, and I was like, "Fuck."
Oh, I absolutely could have like said something. I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna let you bathe in that."
No, that was perfect. That was we just like I'm gonna let you finish, but.
All right. Welcome on in, guys. Guess what time it is?
Did you die? Are you a ghost now?
Yeah, Jesus.
Guess what?
It's almost spooky season. It is almost spooky season.
Trying something different. You guys are shitting on me, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
We're not. We're so supportive. What are you talking about?
No, that sounded like you were making fun of me.
Me and Misha say anything, and Solus fucking jumps on us. I'm like, well, you sound like a ghost, and Solus is like, wow, I just came out to have a good time, and I'm feeling really attacked right now.
Bunch of haters in my mention.
I'm feeling really unsafe here.
You're being unsafe? Oh, you're feeling real unsafe.
I'm being really unsafe too.
You just do the like, okay guys, I'm feeling real attacked right now. Can we dial it back a notch?
Could you dial it back a notch?
Spooky season's coming up.
It is. Get your fucking Halloween. Your character hears a meow, or you're gonna be fucked.
What?
So I shouldn't get one, is what I'm hearing.
If you're going to get spooky season, a lot of artists like this is the time to get in their queue because that queue is gonna be big.
Yeah, but if I don't get one, I get fucked.
No.
Well,
well, actually, you're gonna get fucked in the wrong way.
Ah, damn.
It depends on who you are, dog. That's don't kink shame me, you know.
What, you like to wait? You get off at the fucking DMV?
Oh my god, dude.
Who doesn't get off at the DMV?
Bro, so I had to get a new ID because mine was like really peeling. And
you're actually a minor.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
That would be a crazy reveal. I've been like 17
I'm leaving the chat. Thanks.
That would be insane.
Oh, no, dude, that's full
that actually happened to me.
Leaves the goddamn fandom and just disappears.
That actually happened to me. He wasn't a minor, but I found out one of my friends who I shouldn't even say friends, like mutuals. I didn't know him very well, but we were at a con together. I made them a fursuit. They were a client of mine. We've drank together. And then, like, 2 years into our friendship, they were like, hey, I'm turning 21. And I was like, excuse me?
I think I've already told the, like, story about how we invited somebody over, and we were all drinking and having a good time, and at some point they let it slip that they skipped a grade, and we were like, wait, how old are you? And he's like, I am 17. And we're like holy fucking shit, we cannot invite this kid again.
Yeah, like, Misha has left the chat.
This is literally, like, we all got up the next morning, because I was living with two of my roommates, and we were like, guys, we can't invite him over anymore. Like,
oh no, absolutely not.
This actually happened to another friend of mine. They wanted me to bartend their birthday, and I was super honored. I loved that shit. So I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, how old are you turning? Like a week before the party. And they're like, 20. Boy. And I was like, oh. Well, you know what? I'm a little busy that day.
Damn.
I'm a little busy not committing felonies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not a felony. It wouldn't be. In fact, bartending at a 20-year-old's birthday is not even... That's not illegal or anything. It's just one of those things that...
I'm going to go ahead and say I disagree with that, but I also don't know laws enough to say you're wrong. But
it could also be different in... Could also be different in various states.
It's not illegal to drink in the same room as somebody who's...
If you're giving the alcohol to said person, it is.
That's not what I was saying, though. Like, bartending their party doesn't mean I'd serve them, but I could serve their guests. But, like,
true.
Oh no, it wouldn't be illegal, but we are not. I was like, I'm just not gonna. You know what? I happen to be busy.
You know that, like,
the best solution to that is to not be in that situation.
Exactly. The only winning move is to not play.
Like, it wouldn't be illegal if you were serving all of their guests, but the 20-year-old is the one hiring you. You know they're gonna expect to be served.
Like, it wasn't even hiring. Like, That'd be crazy if it was, but like,
or like
it's
asking you to do it.
yeah, it'd be like performing at
Yeah.
most, you know? Because
So-
like I'm not paying for any of the alcohol, I'm just mixing it.
Just to like reel it back real quick. We I had to go to the DMV. We were talking about waiting. Solace was like, "Do you get off at the DMV?" And let me tell you, I fucking don't.
To see if this
because
was back to the track.
The guy that was helping me, he had a bunch of I'm not making this up. He had a bunch of pictures of sloths everywhere. He had like a little sloth plushie. He had like a 3D printed sloth hanging off of something. And boy, did he fucking live up to that, dude. Like, every single thing that we had to do, he had to like lean over and be like, "How do I do this real quick? Can I get like approval for this?" And then we had to take the picture for my new ID. And then we had to take it again because he messed it up. And then he typed some things. And then he had to take it again because he messed it up again. And it was just like, bro, the sloths being all over this guy's office is just like par for the course, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think I actually have to go to the DMV to update my license next time it's due. So
You all do actually, because we all have to get real ideas now.
yes,
May of 2025, I believe, or it might be March.
Yeah.
But I gotta
But everyone's gonna be doing it last minute, so you might as well like start that shit now.
They've also been trying to
early.
do the real ID thing for like a decade now. That being said, go get it. But
Kept
like,
getting pushed back, but
yeah.
And I plan on flying maybe next year, so like I should probably just go get it anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it. I have to get my ID updated anyway since I moved, which was stupid that I had to get one right before moving and one right after moving. But like, my ID was like peeling off. So
yeah, it's like, oh shit, I gotta get up. Oh man, I gotta update the address.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I gotta do that real ID shit. Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but like in Illinois, they just use your previous ID up until now. Or I literally the last time I updated, I paid like, I don't know, it was like an online fee of like $10 or $15, and that shit got mailed to me like a month later.
Yeah, I had the option to do that, and I should have, but there was like something else I had to take care of at the DMV, so I just went in person. Yeah.
Did they go like, why is a dog driving?
They did ask about that, but I showed them my dog license, and they were chill with it. They were like, "Oh, okay, as long as you have the right paperwork."
As long as you're vaccinated, you're good.
That
you showed
too,
them your collar.
Yeah.
I'm a cat, so I have a chip in my butt. They gotta scan it. It's really awkward.
Oh my god, I was doing the pet scan. This is an ADHD episode. I'm off my meds, by the way, for like the next week or two because I can't go pick them up because that is a controlled substance, and I forgot to change the prescription pickup place to the new town I live in, so I gotta go back to the old town, pick them up, and then change them. Anyway, all of that to say, shit. No, what was I gonna say? No. No, it's gone.
No, and it's fucking gone.
Talking about something with butt chips.
Oh, yeah. So, pet screening, because, Maple is a dog. Dude, one of the questions was like, where in your dog is the chip inserted? And I was like, I don't fucking know. The neck, I guess? Oh. I don't fucking know. I know she has one. I know the chip number. What do you mean, where is it? I didn't put it in.
You're supposed to know everything.
Apparently, God, they were asking weird, not like crazy questions. That one was definitely the craziest, but it was just like, I need your dog's whole backstory. And it's like, whoa, holy shit.
What's the lore? What's Maple's lore?
She sure was vaccinated for rabies and other things, and she's never bit anybody.
It's good.
Max has been kicked out of like every boarding facility.
Oh no.
Because he's aggressive?
No, he's just too smart for them. So the one on the highway, he jumped their fence, and they've got an 8-foot fence with barbed wire on top. But like they can't handle a dog if he can get out of the fence, so he's kicked out of that one.
Oh no!
Another one, he opened the gate with his nose and then let out a bunch of other dogs. So like obviously that was a problem. So they couldn't. That one said no. And he got kicked out of a groomer's, not for biting anybody, but for pulling out of the grooming harness and running around the Petco, like just causing like mayhem. So he's, I tell them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hand you this leash. I know he looks calm now. I'm gonna hand you this leash, and he's gonna freak the fuck out. Okay, are you ready? And they're like, we got it. And it's never the case.
No.
I remember this one time we had somebody watching him. And me and Andy were laughing about this the other day. Like, we looked down and she just sends a photo of him panting, like stress panting, and she's like, I don't know what to do. He won't go to sleep. And she's just like in the rain trying to walk him, trying to get him tired. And it was the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, Huskies are like, this is gonna sound like a biased opinion, but like Huskies are actually pretty smart with like Maple at her pound had the nickname Houdini because like she always found a way out of like whatever they tried to trap her in. And the first time I saw her, she tried to get out. Like, she fucking, they had her in a little gated area inside. My roommate, Splat, you guys know Splat. Splat and two of my other friends, who drove us over there because I didn't have a car, they were all meeting with her, but I had to use the bathroom. So I came late, opened the gate, and as soon as she saw that, she ran right past me, ran up to the door, smashed her face against the door to like open it, and just like tried to run. And I had to like basically tackle this dog that I don't know if she's aggressive, to keep her from getting out into the yard. And I was just like, this is a horrible first impression for both of us, man. But she was super sweet and she stole my heart, and now she stinks up my room with her farts. And that's just the natural process of this sort of thing.
Zax is so smelly right now. It's because I've
God.
been taking him paddleboarding a shit ton.
Oh yeah.
And like he's just gross river dog now.
Yeah. Maple's shedding. She farts a lot, and she's just like generally kind of stinky right now. So I gotta take her to the groomers and get her nails did, and then
wait, I forget. Is Maple Maple got moved back, right? Right?
Yeah, I have Maple now.
Yeah.
I
How's Maple handling it?
She is kind of weird about it right now, but I think she's just adjusting, because, you know, it's weird for her because Splat's no longer around. So that's a huge adjustment. She's like, what the fuck is all of this? But she hasn't gone in the apartment yet, so she recognizes that is inside and everywhere else is outside, so that's nice. Ruby, that is such a good topic to talk about.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I shared that. I was like, oh, we can talk about
so
this.
down. We have two things we can talk about. Sweet.
14 minutes into the episode. Yeah, Ruby messages today and is like, we don't have much time. So Solace was like, okay, we should come up with a topic. Crickets. None of us said anything.
Well,
was like,
the problem is like, I don't know if it's just Mondays or I'm still recovering from last week's. Like,
I think we're all just a little busy now, because I am disconnected from Twitter.
Well, just more explicitly, the fact that my 9 to 6 job, I was like, if it's really busy, which today I was it was put out like, hey, we need some people, if you can pull some extra orders today, that'd be great. And I was like, I'm the guy that's always like, sure, I'll do it. So I added more workload on top of my normal workload after a weekend, which means luckily I didn't come back to like 30 emails. Sometimes I come back and everybody decides to respond on the weekend or like late Friday, and that takes a while to get through. So I was like, oh shit, no, it wasn't too bad, but I did add more work on top of work, and I was like, all right, okay, we need to get this done today. Okay, topics. Guess what? I can't think about that all day. Like, some days it's not so bad, and I can message you guys.
Yeah.
And today was one of those things. I shouldn't even sent the messages I sent.
Oh God.
I got lucky. I actually was able to pound it out, but
hey yo, I was just busy with like, we had to go to Argo's parents' place because they actually only live like 9 miles away. So we had to go over there, grab some of his stuff, grab some of my stuff that we grabbed a few weeks ago, and then bring that all here. There was something else. Oh, yeah, we had to go talk to the fucking office this morning because, I have a story about this too. We had to go talk to the office because somehow Argo's car was on both of our profiles and my car was nowhere on either of our profiles.
Oh, for like the apartment?
Yeah, for like parking. So I was
so you got towed?
No, I didn't get towed. I took care of this before I got towed.
Good.
Because I was like, hey, so I don't know how this happened, and then we got the info all entered, so now I can legally park in my own parking lot. But this guy, right? Okay, so older man, walking up to the door straight on. Okay? Argo and I are walking from the side. He clearly looks over and sees us. We slow down because we're like, okay, we'll just let him in through first. He walks up, opens the door, and quickly closes it right behind him. And we're like we're like a foot behind him. And we were just like, what the fuck? Okay. What the hell was that about? And then he proceeds to like talk for like 5 or so minutes to the property manager about just nothing. He was there to drop off a check. And he was just like giving the whole life story and just chatting up a storm. And it's like, we are waiting to take care of this stuff. Brother, please.
My dude was just homophobic.
Yeah, well, he had no inkling that we were a gay couple. He could just sense it.
I mean, just look at you.
Hey.
Gestures to that fox and that dog again. Like,
hey, wait a minute.
have you guys heard of the meme? This is an old meme, but I've recently like learned about it, and I think it's fucking funny. But that the mold in J.K. Rowling's house made her transphobic.
Yes, that is such a good. God, it doesn't even feel like a meme, does it? Cause like
no, it almost feels like did it though?
Yeah, Solace, do you know
it didn't.
What we're talking about?
For the record, chat. The mold did not make her transphobic, but it's really funny to think that.
Right.
I don't know anything about black mold, and there must have been a story that J.K. Rowling, had.
It wasn't. It was a meme that the gays made up. So her icon on Twitter while she was tweeting those transphobic things, the old ones, the ones of that were like, this is taking the narrative away from quote unquote natural born women, shit like that. Somebody zoomed in on her icon and said, "Dude, there's black mold in your house."
Yeah,
and
it was like,
and the irony that like a billionaire has mold in her house is the funniest thing ever. First of all, and second, it's very reminiscent of like making the frogs gay. Like, the mold made her transphobic. It's 100% just a meme. Like, it is just a joke. And honestly, who's to say if she even had mold in her house? It might have just been a poor photo. But that it is super fucking funny.
It was something great on the walls, because there was an old picture where that stuff just wasn't there. Like, maybe it wasn't mold, but those walls were dirty, dude. Like, there was something on those walls. You might have just
had dirty fucking walls. Yeah, like...
There's fucking something.
But again, a billionaire having dirty walls, hilarious. Yeah. Actually, really super fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, is she a billionaire?
She's the richest person in England.
Oh god.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
She's.
Yeah. I'm gonna double check that right now. But dude, J.K. Rowling.
Which is Elon Musk.
That's income? The thing is like, well, Elon's not in England, but that's
50
the thing
million
is,
to
like,
100 million every single year.
Jesus.
Estimate.
That was a joke. It's the female Elon Musk.
She makes about $92 million every year.
Good God, that is. All she had to do was shut the fuck up. She wrote a successful children's book series. She's riding on that.
We
money.
did know she was richer than the Queen. Like she has.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so like that's why it's so big to like we differentiate and we say like we stand the the Harry Potter community because the community like hate her. A lot of them hate her.
I'm in between where it's like if you are still like knowingly purchasing officially licensed stuff, knowing all of that, I'm gonna look at you weird. But like if you're still like having Harry Potter parties with your friends or whatever, cosplaying, like that's fine. I don't care about that. It's just like if you are,
I used to think that, but now I care a little, and maybe it's because Harry Potter never quite hit with me. Like I liked it, I had fun, but like okay, let's say Kingdom Hearts. That's something that genuinely resonates me. That is arguably part of my personality. In fact, we can go a step further and say Warrior Cats, which we all know from this podcast is a part of my personality.
It's literally a part of your Warrior design.
Warrior Cats is objectively flawed in so many fucking ways, and the community is the first people to recognize that. First of all, it's really fucking bad about romanticizing a lot of Native American ideologies. It's extremely, extremely sexist. And this is both in the subtext and in the text directly. And I'm going to recommend to our viewers actually an incredible YouTube video. It's like 2 hours long, but somebody breaks down, like, because it's hard to break down how Warrior Cats is sexist in a broad spectrum, because that's just text analyzation, that's just media literacy, and there is something to be said about like viewer interpretation. That's the word, interpretation. But this person not only takes the interpretation route, but also the physical anecdotal evidence on how Warrior Cats is fucking sexist. But if anybody's the first to tell you that Warrior Cats is sexist, bad for its community, bad for its fandom, it's Warrior Cats fans. I will say, well, Harry Potter fans are kind of the first to defend it. Like, oh, separate the art from the artist, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about that, Jan.
Yeah, if you're like trying to say separate art from the artist, I'm also gonna give you the cold shoulder, because like she's still attached to it. If she like died or something,
I just found it. Okay, it is by Warrior Cats creator Sunnyfall on YouTube. It's called Gender in Warrior Cats. Yes, I'll link it so you can link it.
Well, no, can I finish my statement? Because I ended in a really bad spot. I was just like...
Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I just found it, and I didn't want to forget to link it.
I was just like, if she, I don't know, died or something, and you were just like,
I
found
it!
I was like, I need to, for my own PR sake, I need to finish this sentence. No, but if she like...
Editing Misha, crop that a little better.
Editing Misha, leave
it. Excuse me.
It's pretty funny.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, editing Misha got fired a while ago.
I haven't used the soundbite in a bit. Where?
Oh yeah.
I don't see it.
Do you not have Discord Nitro? Oh,
Gary.
There it is.
We go.
But no, if she like died and it was like buying Harry Potter stuff, I guess, because like I think separate art from the artist works if the person like passed away, because like we all play music written by horrible people, like, well, not all of us play Percy Granger. No, not Percy
Stephen
Granger.
King.
Stephen is Stephen King what?
He's super racist.
Did he die?
Is he?
I thought he was dead.
I think he's
I think so.
I don't know.
Shrugs.
But like
Shrugs.
the guy who wrote the Percy Granger suite, whose name is escaping me, huge
I know what
racist.
you're talking about.
The point is, like, the composer was a huge racist and like a really weird guy.
This is Misha's fucking degree showing.
This is, yeah. Guy was a huge racist.
Oh my god, he's still alive!
Yeah,
Stephen King is still alive.
He angry tweets
Stephen
at
King, yeah.
Trump to this day, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he gets in Twitter spats with Elon Musk.
Dude, I'm pretty sure his books are really racist. I'm checking right now. But
people
continue.
do grow. Maybe grew. Who knows? I don't know.
But yeah, so Percy Granger, guy who wrote Percy Granger, I keep saying Percy Granger.
Percy Jackson?
No, it's the Percy Granger suite. It's
Again,
a collection
Ruby,
of songs.
It's some random fucking thing that we don't know about because he's a music major.
Yeah, but like the point is, guy was a huge racist, white supremacist, basically like refused to use any non-English words in his music. So like if you had to crescendo, he was just like loud and slowly. The piccolo was just a small flute. Like he just refused to use non-English words. And we still play his music. His music is celebrated because of how good it is.
Half of languages are built off Latin.
Yeah,
what?
half of like if you had like a retardando or something, it was just like slow down slightly.
You can't say that on YouTube.
You can.
I totally was gonna make that joke.
No, you can say that.
That's where my brain went.
Okay.
I also heard it.
So, a fursuit sold
recently.
What's the third thing?
Well, I was just gonna mention it since it came out today, like an hour ago, and I think we should all say a tribute to James Earl Jones, who just passed away. That's incredibly sad. If you didn't know, and it's Friday, I'm so sorry. You're like 5 days behind, but passed away, guys. Sad.
Yeah,
that is really, really tragic.
An incredibly iconic voice and
actor. Oh yeah, a voice of our childhood, 100%. And I hear a really stand-up guy.
Yeah, I hear a really stand-up guy. So, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Vader. James Earl Jones. Vader, Mufasa.
Oh god, there's so many more. It's ridiculous the amount of impact that man has had.
I just so people know who we're talking about. I'm trying to click on like honorable mentions, but it's only giving me the movies he was in, not his roles. But like I know who he was in The Lion King. The Sandlot. The Sandlot for sure.
Yup. The old guy that they were afraid of his dog.
Star Wars, of course, is one of the biggest fucking ones.
Darth Vader, yeah.
I mean, just in all of the narrations he's done, he's been a massive narrator for.
Someone's the 12 great films of James Earl Jones. Doctor Strangelove, 1964.
Okay.
The Great White Hop, 1970. These are fucking old. The Man, 1972. Claudine. I've seen Claudine in 1974.
I haven't
either. I'm uncultured.
My dad was really into old movies, to be fair. And do you want to feel old yet? Star Wars came out in 1977. So
no, see, Star Wars was like an outlier because it's one of the few movies that came out way older than you expected.
Well, because like the visuals in it are not bad, especially for 1974.
No, that's the thing. Is okay. So my mom told me this story when she was in the theaters watching Star Wars, and this is like for the first time. Nobody had ever seen anything like this. When like the thing hits the screen and the ship like flies over you, and you hear the music. Everyone was screaming the first 3 seconds of the movie, and people were like, "This is the coolest shit we've ever fucking seen in our life." It is so hard to describe how cool and foundational and incredible and monumental movies like Star Wars and Jurassic Park and pretty much anything coming out of Universal at the time were for not only cinema in general, but like creatives in general. Think what Spider-Verse did for animation. That's what Star Wars was doing.
So
for live action.
To put it in the context, because I've always thought this was interesting. So my dad was born in 60, like 1960. And it was like radio / you had a black and white TV. Color TV was out or coming out to like commercial buying, but it wasn't profitable. It wasn't mainstream. Mainstream didn't happen till the 80s. So to say like, obviously, for a long time, theater got like the more advanced technology before obviously television sets, like your in-home things.
Oh yeah, everyone would
say that 77.
It
that movie was like color movie and like what it did with practical effects and everything because there was no CGI. Like fucking insane. So yeah, that's why.
And when you learn the practical effects that they were using, it's so fucking innovative. I'm like
crazy amount of miniatures.
That's what I'm saying. I'm really into shit like this. I've always loved animation, and even like they use so many of these techniques like in animation, but like as like practical effect. I fucking love practical effects. They always hold up. I'm really into that shit. I walk around Universal Studios all the time when I was a kid and like learn all the practical effects. I used to make dumbass little movies as a kid, all that shit.
Hell yeah.
If I was like, what?
So down in the comments below, I want to hear your favorite James Earl Jones movie.
Yeah, because like
I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna come back on Friday with an answer on Afterbark.
A lot of this
got to be The Lion King. Yeah. Sorry.
A lot of the stuff we're talking about.
A lot of people are big Star Wars fans too, though.
Yeah,
so.
James Earl Jones was directly a part of all this, and like we wouldn't have had these spectacular memories of like watching all those videos without him. You know.
Just an iconic voice for sure.
Yeah. So a fursuit sold recently.
Oh yes, I'm so excited to get into this. I follow them on TikTok. I see some of their streams.
Bro, they have been like snarky about it, and I'm here for it, dude.
Well, like one of the streams I was watching,
so
they're like
for it.
they're like the main maker of split grape soda fursuits was literally like, I can't even afford our fursuit. And I was like, damn, that's funny, but also that points out like.
Yeah, that's capitalism at its finest, my dude.
Yup. So, a bit of backstory. Fursuit maker, which Solace mentioned, Split Grape Soda, posted this,
Love their suit.
I want to say like a month ago, but it was basically about an $8,000 partial. And editing Misha, throw it on the screen right now. This partial is gorgeous. Like, I don't think that's up for debate.
I saw it in person, and I can say 100%. It's not even just the photos. This is a very immaculate looking fursuit.
Yeah,
have you all seen their suits, man? I've been following them.
I hadn't actually
for a while. God, they're so good. They're all good.
Yeah, And apparently,
There's one of my favorite makers right now.
Split Grape Soda is like they staff suit makers. Like they've got more than just them, more than just like them and their partner. They've got like a actual staff.
At least 2 more.
Yeah, I think it's 4
I know
to
I've seen at least
5.
2 more.
Yeah. So they posted about the suit, and it was a pre-made partial, which again, gorgeous. But the starting price, or the actual price, I don't think it was an auction, but $8,000. Which, admittedly, is quite a bit, especially for a pre-made partial. I personally would not buy that. That is out of my price range. However, people were being horrible towards the makers about this price range. And
absolutely.
There is a complete difference between me saying, I couldn't afford that, I wouldn't buy that, and saying, you need to lower your prices, it's not worth that money. Which is what a lot of people were saying to the makers. And just like being
people were even
so
putting
shitty.
Out, like other numbers too. Like maybe this much at most.
I'd pay $2,000. Yeah, right.
That's your budget.
Yeah, exactly. It's just another example of like furries being like, oh, well, everything has to be within my budget. Which, like I said, $8,000 that's really high to me. My opinion on that doesn't matter because I am not a customer.
Right.
And speaking of customers, I believe it was Denver. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sold within 10 minutes.
Oh, it was gone.
It was gone.
I know. I knew it was going to happen too.
Because people made posts, people made TikToks, people made a bunch of things being like, this is such a ridiculous price. I can't believe they're listing it at this price. God, my capitalism, furries are so expensive. And then it sold within 10 minutes.
Bro, so you know the conversation we had about the furry the rapper that got shit on by the one dude.
Oh my god!
And how the negative publicity boosted that post even more so than it ever would have gotten normally.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing where a lot of this hate, same hate, all this bullshit. All it did was cause buyers, actual active people who were gonna be interested in it, to sit there, keep their mouths shut, and just wait. You know, like they were like, that's mine. You know?
Yeah. Because like I said,
and it wasn't even like, and that's the thing is, it wasn't even an auction. It was just a straight out. I believe it was. Here's pay this up, right? Because it was just a buy. Because we've had fursuits sell for much higher than this. That was the whole auction bullshit drama. Talking about the furry drama wheel spinning again and again and again is how much are suits being expensive. A lot of people are still getting into that whole oh my god, the prices are just going to keep going up and nobody's going to be able to afford the fursuits except for the super rich. And we all keep coming back to the same arguments. It's like, guys, there are so many like up and coming suit makers who absolutely undercharge for what they make.
Let me find.
Well, I want there to I think this is a bigger conversation though. I don't think it's. I think front facing. Yeah, obviously there are so many makers. You will find one in your price range that you like. You do just have to look. Save up for your dream maker. Anybody can charge what they want. All that shit is true. But I do think there's an overarching conversation that a lot of people miss. That furry is getting really expensive. Because it's expensive to just be a human being right now.
Yes.
True.
Like nobody wants to charge this much for giant animal costumes. I know plenty of makers that would give them away for free if they could like also afford to live, you know?
It comes to this conversation, and you are correct. Just the cost of living in general is going up, which means prices have to go up, especially for small businesses. Because this was the other thing is like, think about other hobbies. Okay, we're talking cars. Think Lamborghini. Somebody sees a Lamborghini on the streets, and we're gonna call like a low end model, like a $250,000 Lamborghini. They go up higher, much higher than that. But they see one and they go, "Oh my god, I really want that car. I'm a car person. I think that'd be really cool to have." And then they go look up the price and they say $250,000 for it. And they go, you don't see those fuckers calling up Lamborghini emailing them and going, your prices are too high, you need to make these more affordable.
Well, actually, people do make those arguments all the time. Like, they @tweet Lamborghini and shit all the time. That they @tweet Tesla truck. They @tweet everything that's expensive, people complain about. I don't want to make those arguments either because I just don't think they're true. I think people complain about prices all the fucking time. I think
just
the
don't
difference,
think
though.
it comes in the same way because it's
No, I think the
obviously a little
difference
different
is
because it's an automaker and shit, but like it's
that's what I'm
also
saying.
like a corporation versus a small business. Where I feel like small
think that's
businesses get targeted more because of shit like that.
I don't think they get targeted more. I think they get
I think it
it
feels like it's more acceptable because they think maybe they can make a difference because it's not a
yeah,
big ass
yeah,
corporation that's gonna laugh in their face.
and there's actually a video by I think it's Lindsay Ellis that kind of makes this argument where she's a leftist YouTuber and she
Mhm.
talks about leftist issues and sometimes she messes up and leftist Twitter will fucking come at her, claws and teeth extended, and she made that argument. She's like, "Look, you guys are only attacking me because you know it's going to work on me because I give a shit. Channel this energy where it should belong, and it's definitely not at individual creators. But you know that if you tweet Target, Walmart, they don't give a shit. They're not going to listen. Like
Yeah.
you can tweet Lamborghini all you want, but you're right. You do see it more at individual creators because like Splinter Fox is a good example. Look at how much they're posting this, and for the right reasons because they are trying to like get that clout, get that money. Which do that, girly pop. You've earned it. But there's a reason that we see this more on small creators because it actually gets traction. People complaining that a Lamborghini is too expensive. We're doing it right now, and nobody gives a shit.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I think it's just bigger than I think the argument is bigger, and I think people keep focusing on this little small issue. I think it's an overextending argument about finances and capitalism and the cost of living.
95, I don't know, I'll make up a statistic, but the overall majority of any problem in any fandom is just an extension of a societal problem. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Consent issues in the fandom, sexism in the fandom, misogyny in the fandom, racism in the fandom, all an extension of societal problems that if we fixed on a base level in the society would not exist in our fandom. It would eventually die out. So I agree. Yeah, it sucks. Like I said, they didn't have any problems selling it. I'm glad.
I know that's perfect. It's poetic. It's a great story.
I hate to say it. It's just
but it also doesn't happen
like,
every time. Sometimes there are little makers who get beaten down on their price and their suits don't sell and they don't get this clout and it does suck. And I'm really glad that wasn't the case here, but like this is a great story and that's why it's going as far as it did. But we also shouldn't forget that like this is still kind of in the minority. Most of the time these suits aren't selling for the prices they're worth. Little makers are just going to quit because they can't fund themselves. And big makers are quitting because they're either burnt out or can't fund themselves.
True.
Yeah.
Right, because the clientele are drying up, or you're getting into the point where a lot of times, like with these situations, payment plans are accepted, and then you get chargebacks, or you get people that bail later and ask for refunds, which it's like you're not a bank, so why should I have to give this money back?
Suit making is more accessible now than it ever has been. It's kind of saturating the market, and that's a fluctuation. That's a normal fluctuation that happens in market. That's kind of basic economics.
Be interested. It'd be interesting if we could ever pull the numbers for this because the furry market, or in general the fandom itself, is also exponentially growing too.
It's true.
So there's a lot going on there. I'd be interested to see how that works out with amount of furries versus like as many makers, because there are more. I see almost every day there's like a new like maker in one of my like local Telegram chats that they're like, yeah, I'm making suits now. So that's fucking awesome. Probably don't make it a business straight off, but no, and I think the big thing that was like annoying is it's not split, it's spilt grape soda. It's my bad.
What? Oh,
yeah, I've noticed that.
Oh
yeah,
my
dude,
god,
I've made that mistake so many times.
Oh
I keep forgetting
no,
it's spilt grape soda.
Got
you
it.
spilled soda. But they were very like some of the streams I watched, plus some of the things they put out there. Like they were very like upfront about like why it costs $8,000. It's like, yes, we have product costs, we have like all these issues to cover, and then you have an hourly rate we have to pay people and all these other things.
Yeah.
And it's like by the end, if we're not charging this much, we're gonna be out of business.
That's like the other half of it is like they don't owe people the explanation for like why they need the money or why they're charging that much, but it does help with their argument of like why they're charging that much because they had reasons for being like, this is X, Y, and Z. Because one of the big misconceptions when people complain about fursuit prices is they're like, oh, they pocket it all. And it's like, no, God, no. That shit is so expensive. Like,
but also, even if they did, like, good. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Also, so that's like
it's just like people see the
if
price.
I could
and
sell
they're
it for
like,
10K, I would.
Yeah, people see the price and they're like, oh, that's all going towards profit. No, they need, in this case, they need to pay workers. That's not always the case, but like they always, that too. The fur is expensive because you have to buy that basically by the yard. A lot of places you're only allowed to buy that by the yard. So if you have like small patches of blue, you got to buy that whole square, man.
Yep. But yeah, they can sit back.
The markup for fursuits is kind of insane though. For the amount it takes to make one, for the amount you can get for one is like really good for because it's very different than a lot of products.
Yeah.
I think like it takes 2,000 to make one, and you could sell one for 8. Like that's an incredible markup.
Yeah.
I guess again, I'd have to sit down and break down all the hourly, and I'd have to do all the stuff because again, if it's $500 per employee to have healthcare, that's $2,000 right there for 4 people. That's got to be factored in, and maybe it takes a month for them to make that suit. Now your profit margin's only $4,000. Now, how much hourly did that take? And because of cost of living, you need to be paying people at least $20 an hour, if not more. So we really get into it. Like, yeah, they make a little bit of money, but this is what I was gonna say, and you could see it this way. If you with these bigger makers like Glitzy Fox, with Spilt Grape Soda and some others where they employ multiple people, my cat is going nuts and it's
I was gonna
say,
go take care of your cat. Holy shit. Your cat wants something.
Yeah, I don't know. But the reason why they can take, like, say, a suit a month or something like that is because it's not just the one individual making the suit anymore. And there are some people that can make a suit in a month by themselves, but like that's what they exclusively do with their life for that month.
Yeah.
You're talking about possibly losing quality, or just way more hours put into it, which is again then diluting the cost product. And you're also not going to be able to take it, like in general, you're probably still not going to be able to take as many commissions in a year, or I mean, just burnout is a thing, right, Ruby?
Yeah, God.
So it's like, yeah, technically they could charge less for the suits and get them out, but you're also going to look at a lot less commission slots, which means your chances of even getting a suit are now lower. It comes down to, again, just like that guy who does want that Lamborghini, that bitch has got to sit back and save for it. And because the argument that always comes up is like, well, yeah, there's other makers, there's always these other small makers, but my dream maker is a Spilt Grape Soda, or a Glitzy Fox, or fucking, I don't know, there's so many makers out there, More for Less, or Fursuit by Lazy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Most times, even when I got Solace, which I got Solace really lucky, really cheap, and the timing was just perfect for it, and that's the only reason I count my fucking stars I got them when I did. A lot of that just comes down to now where it's like, yeah, y'all gotta save up for the down payment and get on a payment plan. Just like most things in our society right now require a loan, which is just a payment program. Except for fucking makers don't charge you interest.
I spent the first half of this discussion looking in my chat logs because I was messaging with my maker and everything, and I got Misha in 2022 from a smaller maker, and I paid $444 for the head, the tail, and I think that was it. But like, Misha is great quality, and like, he looks solid. And I am so happy with what I ended up with. And it's like, those smaller makers are out there. You just got to look for them. So if you decide, hey, these bigger makers, I can't afford their suits, and you come to terms with that, don't give up. Look for smaller makers. Or if you're like, I need to have this suit by this maker, nice mute symbol Solace, he's probably taking care of his cat. It was like, if you need to like take care of, or not take care of, shit. If you need to
with the cat.
Yes. if you just need to have a certain brand of fursuit, or by a certain maker, you got to save up for it. Unfortunately, it's one or the other. You can't bully makers into lowering their prices. That is such a bad look. And
it's always going to be a bad look.
It's not a part of a good wholesome community like we should be and are. We should be supportive and help in the creative endeavors of our fellow furries and small business owners in our fandom. And if you don't like it because you think the price is too high, well, I don't know. I don't know why you think it's too high. Personally, I there's just no good reason for it. We haven't seen a reason where somebody did something that was just like an actual like greed hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then again, when it comes down to it, if the fucker sells, good on them. They made bank.
Yeah.
Celebrating somebody getting that bag for once.
Right? Yeah, we're all
A fucking
struggling
win
out
within
here.
our community. Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't going to a rich fuck like Elon Musk, you know? Like shit.
Shit sucks right now. We
Cool.
should be celebrating these wins.
It's like winning the lottery, but a fursuit maker made it, you know?
Right.
Cool. And again, I don't want to bring it down to like, don't be sad. I understand you're upset that you're never going to have, or like you feel like you're never going to have a spilled grape soda suit. That is just planning and financial responsibility, and it could take 4 to 5 years. You know, that sucks, but like I said, it's just the nature of our world right now. You want that house, 30-year mortgage. You want that car? A lot of them are doing 6-year terms.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, you're doing it for a fursuit instead of a big car or a house. The house is going to cost you $180,000.
Right.
So, and again, all this is charged interest. You're not paying attention. Hell, you can even think about it as a good way. Is by buying that $8,000 fursuit, you just help pay for people's, you know, their livelihoods, their Medicare, their fucking, you know, the good things in life.
Yeah.
Like
The things
awesome.
we need. Yeah.
Great. It's awesome. Love it. Don't like it? Do it. Misha said, or like my friend did, who finally got into the furry fandom local that I've known for high school, long time. He found a suit on I forget. I think his dealer's there. He tossed $300 at it. It's not his fursona. It's not his suit he wants, but he wanted to fursuit for Pride. So he tossed $300 down on a suit that was just out there as a secondhand suit.
There you
just
go.
so he could fursuit and have a good time. And he's loving it and enjoying it. And he's doing the thing where he's saving up the money to eventually commission a suit he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bam, bam.
I do want to say, like, I misspoke a little bit when I said it's one or the other. It can be both, like Solace is saying. Get a cheaper suit now, and then, you know, save up for the more expensive maker you want. Because, like, I kind of did that with Misha 1.0, but I didn't really have a maker in mind. But, like, Misha 1.0, like, was definitely a temporary suit, just to, like, see if I even enjoyed suiting. And I did. And now I have a better made version of Misha. And, you know, you could always get like a character that's not yours and make it your Sona. You know, make it a side Sona. And then have your true Sona be the suit you get later. There's 1,000,001 options, and one of those options should not be bullying the makers because of their prices.
Doesn't that just point out the fact that, again, this is a luxury item and it's not a fucking need, it's a want? Because if it was a need, you would have to cut something to get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sacrifices would have to be made. The only thing that you need to do is be saving for the want, you know? It's not at all something you absolutely need. So that's also the other thing it comes back to is, like, again, art is a luxury. It's wearable art. Don't need it. Again, it doesn't feel good knowing you can't afford stuff. That just sucks in society. We'd like to change that. Let's change that. Seriously, go out and vote. But and hopefully we can, like, make a change here in the next decade. God damn it.
Here's hoping, yeah.
Attacking your small makers in the fandom are not going to do that.
That is not going to make the change you're hoping for.
And
no.
Talk about stuff, make too much of a ruckus. Fursuit makers talk. Just say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, Ruby? Wink.
Right.
They fucking know.
They know.
She knows.
She knows.
Do we want to talk about anything more? Do we want to move on to the final subject? That shouldn't take too long.
We're 55 minutes into the recording. So I think we should move on to the final topic. I don't want to spend too much time on this topic because
we've done it.
The guy and he just gets off on the drama and, like, you know, being talked about. But there is a lot to talk about it, and a lot of it, Solace, I don't know if you know because you're not on Twitter.
I'm not.
So
People keep asking me too if I should. I had something the other day like, yeah, I want to shout out your Twitter, and I'm like, I don't have one.
oh, bad news about
Just
that.
make another one.
Maybe no. I don't
I
know.
was like,
it's
that's
really
a hard
nice.
no
It's
on that.
it's so nice not being on it
I
and
bet.
dealing with the absolute dog shit that is happening there all the time.
It's only getting worse, and I'm to the point where it's like,
Mm.
God, I might just not have Twitter anymore.
I feel
I'm
like I'm not
seeing-
on Twitter very much anymore, and I also kind of feel like I need to be, which is like.
It's
know,
the
right?
like, yeah, the double-edged
No, Ruby.
sword of like being a content creator, but also
Exactly.
this site makes
I feel
me
like I
want
need
to jump
be
off
to
a
make
bridge.
my growth.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm not getting no offense, but like I just don't feel like I'm seeing anything from my old like. At least a few people would look at my tweets back when I tried to like promote my Twitch and shit. Blue Sky just doesn't happen.
yeah, no.
It's because 90% of people don't have a fucking Blue Sky. So, but so we say Bon Voyage to Bomb Voyage.
Oh God, yeah. So, Bomb Voyage is back in the furry news again. We're all so excited. I love seeing. Yeah. So, Megaplex, right? That's the con that just happened.
Yes,
Yes.
one of them. I think IFC
Megaplex.
happened too.
I think this took place at Megaplex though.
Yes.
Bomb Voyage
Yes.
was there, and everybody was having a good time, and Bomb Voyage was doing his usual thing. And then
clout tracing.
yeah, the whole like prop gun thing came up again, and he basically took a overly marked prop gun to the point where it feels like it was just like, oh well, people complained about this, so I'm just gonna cover this in like orange tips and tape and everything, which, good thing it was covered, but also, and he just like held it above his head and spun around. Once again, I don't have a problem with that. It's the fact that he keeps riding the high of being talked about because he keeps doing this, where it's just like, the character itself was fun when he was just like pretending to rob ATMs and like running around with fake bags of money. No one had a problem with that. I don't think a single person had a problem with that. Except for maybe the like K9 officers, Sonas, they had a bit of a robbery on their hands. They had to go take care of that. But like other than them, nobody had a problem with this. And then the whole gun thing happened, and everyone was like, "Hey, this kind of sucks. Maybe don't do that." And dude, he has been riding this high ever since. His Twitter, he'll bring it up any chance he gets. Where he's like, "Oh, I don't want to piss off Twitter with this one. Oh, look at this. Oh, Twitter might not like this." And it's like, if you are basing your happiness or your personality on I pissed off people on Twitter, bro, you are a sad individual, and I don't know.
It's really
what to tell
giving
you.
like Pizza Wolf.
Yeah.
It's given. I'm the villain of the fandom civet vibes.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm the quote unquote furry terrorist, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like,
Well, it's starting to get because that's about all I can say, right?
yeah. I just like, and one of the things I want to say is there are people who are defending, his name is Superb Pedro on Twitter. There are people who are defending him and being like, oh, well, you guys are fine with other cosplayers, but suddenly you don't like cosplay. And it's like, if you
exactly
genuinely think that the problem everyone is having with this is the fact that someone is cosplaying a non-furry character, your head is made of rocks. Your brain is made of soup. I cannot help you. If you genuinely looked at this whole situation and believe, oh, they must have a problem with every single cosplayer. Brother.
Yeah, no, it's the classic. I'm gonna aim for the far side of this,
Yeah.
and overlook the actual point of why people are upset.
Exactly. And then
Yeah, it's I don't know what type of argument it is, but it's a bad faith argument regardless.
yeah. And it's like, we all have our opinions. We all have our lines in the sand of what we think is an acceptable and an unacceptable prop weapon to have. We have gone through that discussion before on here. And just, yeah, it was like, it was shown that Super Pedro is not following a single furry. And
He's not?
Nope,
That's crazy.
he's not following a single furry. And is actually following accounts that post racially charged memes. And like,
Oh, Jesus.
pretty racist stuff.
Motherfucker's a 4chan, isn't he?
I know, it just gives
That's-
it like edgelord.
Yeah.
Give me 4chan vibes now.
Which
Yep.
sucks because like when I saw him at cons, like originally, I thought the bit was really funny.
It was great. Yeah, he had like him and his like goon squad of mimes, and they were just like causing problems, quote unquote problems. These were fake problems, like I said, robbing people and breaking into ATMs and just being funny. And that was great, which I want to bring up another cosplayer, the OSHA violation guys. Those guys are hilarious because they just go around and they're like, you got a problem with your waterfall here. I don't know if it's up to code, as they're getting blasted with water.
The OSHA guys were great.
Yeah, those are hilarious. And then, Bomb Voyage just rode the high of, Twitter hates me and they hate the gun thing, so I'm going to exclusively focus on that instead of being a funny character
Ruby.
from The Incredibles.
It's
Did Ruby
just
post
like
something?
Pizza Wolf guy.
It is just like Pizza Wolf guy.
Because he was a fine person until he
the accident.
Got tasted the clout.
Yeah.
And then he got the clout, and the clout turned him into something different.
Man, yeah.
God damn. It's true.
It is pretty similar, yeah.
Pizza guy was fine until he posted a stunt on Twitter. He got that clout, doubled down, quadruple down into the incident, and then turned it into so much worse.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yep.
With a dumbass mime.
Yeah.
Could be cool, but is a dumbass.
And like
his friends.
All right, are we out of time?
It's about that time for me. Yep.
All right.
Yep, we're getting there, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But
let me
who's
pull
doing
up
the read
Patreon.
off?
I got you. Last thing I want to say about the Bomb Voyage guy is, like, when it was pointed out that, hey, you're following people that post some pretty racially charged stuff, maybe don't do that. He was like, fuck you, I will follow who I want to follow.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, can go fuck yourself then, dude.
The thing about it is, it's like, it's not always what you do. It's how you respond to criticism. It's how you make your apology, I think.
Man, we've talked about that so many times. It's all about your reaction. It shows your true colors.
And sometimes you just have to chill,
Yeah.
Get off. Go touch grass, mime.
Literally touch grass.
But
Right.
like not for a meme, but for like real.
Yeah. All right,
Shit.
we're to the end of the episode. Ruby's got something they gotta go do. I got food I gotta get made in the
I'm
microwave.
gonna go get food after this too.
Yeah.
Let them cook.
Let them cook.
Very
made-
mindful, very demure.
very very demure.
I'll cook tomorrow. I got shit to do too. Lethal
Yeah.
Company stream tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that.
Doing tests after this. When I get dinner.
Oh, bingo.
Gotta make sure it all works.
Yes. But for today, thank you so much to Boogie Bravo, not sure, Blue Pack Wolf, Argo, Little Man, Ambirion, Naz, Zombie Brains, P, Loriafia, Simply Lego, Landon Yeen, Sycamore, Bowie Barks, Heartless Hero. Wait, Bowie Barks? Oh, Bogey Bravo and Bowie Barks. I got them mixed up. Anyway,
Yeah,
I thought
they
I read
are.
the same name twice. Heartless Hero, Pip the Badger, Rays, Theo Firefox, Corlean R, Kai Quint, Carnelian, and Steam Pony, and Ankara. We got quite the spread, the charcuterie board of furries over here. And, yeah.
Charcuterie board?
I'm hungry.
Bahab.
Baha. So, if you're here for the premiere, hi, how you doing? And if you're listening to this post Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's when these go live, is Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then afterwards, we do an After Bark episode. This is basically an extra episode that doesn't get uploaded to Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, check out our YouTube channel, same name, Bark Bark Meow. And if you can swing by at 5 p.m., then be sure to hop in the chat, say hi, and see whatever we're talking about. And with that bombshell, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Voyage.
Bomb Voyage, everybody.
Bon voyage.
Shut the
Hold
fuck
on.
up. Hold
I
on.
hate myself too.